So welcome to Between the Sheets. It's a brand new studio. We've got bigger guests. We've got bigger excitement. We've got, I was going to say bigger guests, but we've got Dawn Neesom, columnist and broadcaster. We've also got Benjamin Butterworth. He is the late editor for The Eye. And of course, this is the show where we go inside the papers to have a look at the stories that you may have missed. We'll start off with Keir Starmer. He's absolutely everywhere, except he isn't. He's done his big speech, and we've got to turn to page 16 and 17 to find out that there were 7,286 words in his speech, 89 minutes of boredom and tedium, 21 heckles from the audience, 17 standing ovations, 9 mentions of education, 13 mentions of business, well done, and no mentions of Corbyn. What did you make of his bore-off speech, Benjamin?
I mean, look, the only reason it was 89 minutes long was because there was about half an hour of applause during the speech. So, you know, I mean, the people,
what, to
lots
get
of
him
people
off,
loved
like
it.
slow clap?
No, not at all. I mean, look, I think Keir Starmer is really trying to drag the Labour Party into somewhere sensible. You know, he spoke about work, family, business, the armed forces, bread and butter stuff that people care about that Labour hasn't talked about for 11 years. And I think good on him.
Dawn Neesom.
Well...
Were you watching the same speech as Benjamin?
I fell asleep probably after about 10 minutes, to be honest with you, because what I didn't hear was any policies. Funny enough. Oh, look, we can all talk about...
Look at the mirror! They've got the policies written out.
Oh, that's the bottom paragraph, a tiny, weeny paragraph.
Did you see number 2? It's definitely a number 2. Europe. Labour would improve on the Prime Minister's Brexit deal, i.e., translated in one of the papers, Labour would try and rejoin the EU. He desperately wants to rejoin.
Nonsense. There's no way in a million years that Labour will take Britain back into the EU if it wins the election. That's complete nonsense. But look, you have to deal with the EU, and Keir Starmer clearly knows a lot about that. The deal we've got now, you know, we can't even fill our own shelves.
Oh,
clearly
no.
Oh, because it's everything to do with Brexit.
Of course,
it's nothing to do with Brexit.
Oh, it's
everywhere
everything.
has got so why have they got shortages in Germany and Spain? Is that because of Brexit?
No, that's because we've had a change of habit from the pandemic.
Oh,
so we have a
okay.
greater demand for lorry drivers. So demand has gone up, but we've also had fewer people available to work because they've gone back to the EU.
If only you understood economics, Benjamin. This is the point.
I went to the London School of Economics.
Exactly. You went to the London School of being left-wing. That's where you went, and that's why you're a pinko. This is ridiculous nonsense. Why does it always gravitate back to Brexit? We know that Keir Starmer wants to go back into the EU. We know that his voters are never going to go for him. And you couldn't make it up. I mean, for example, here we are, and the heckler, she was in Big Brother 8. I mean, even you've got to admit that this is the spooky world in which we operate.
I mean, British politics is never dull. I couldn't believe that it was
No,
Carol from
believe me,
Big
that
Brother.
was dull. That was dull. That was seriously dull.
But look, do you know what? He was having a Neil Kinnock moment, if anyone remembers that from the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
He stood up to the left of his party.
Oh, yeah! And then he lost the election.
You know, he didn't stand up to the left. He actually kowtowed to the left, didn't he? Because he didn't address the Red Wall, which is where they lost the votes. There was immigration. Brexit is a huge issue for them. That is why Labour lost the votes. And look, he doesn't even know what a woman is. Why am I ever going to vote for someone that doesn't even know what I am?
Look, I thought he was brilliant.
I'm going to come on to that, but I just need to deal with this because, look, within this, we've got a double-page spread in the Mirror, and he says, we can win this. We can win this. No, Keir, you're no policies. No, you can't. It's rubbish. Rubbish.
You know, the only word that I believe he uttered that was apt was tool.
Can I just ask if he scored a little bit of an own goal? Because here he was talking about his speech on the television this morning, and then suddenly, having had the female boss of the company that does James Bond saying, Bond will always be played by a man, unprompted, Keir Starmer goes and says, Bond should be a woman next time.
But he doesn't even know what a woman is. That's probably why he said it, to be honest with you, because he doesn't seem to know exactly what constitutes being female. Certainly not when it
Can you clear this up for me? Because I'm really confused about the arguments which have been going on. So between the pair of you, you need to sort out, OK, when we say woman, Dawn, what do we mean and why is the Labour Party so messed up about it?
It means adult, human, female. Biological, adult, human, female. Full stop. End of discussion. And Bond is not one of those. Bond is definitely a bloke.
But you say end of discussion, but then it can't be end of discussion.
No, because you can ask Benjamin.
This is the problem that Rosie Duffield, who's a backbench Labour MP, said only women have cervixes, and it's prompted days of arguments at the Labour conference.
Is it true?
Now, look, First of all, I think this is such an unhelpful debate in so many ways.
She started it.
If you're born as a woman, clearly you have a cervix. Women have cervixes. But then there's also a small number of people who will transition to be a man. So you'll have a small number of trans men that have cervixes. And then you're going to have a small number of two other groups.
So they're biologically still female.
Well, right, but legally and in every sense in which they live their lives, they are a man.
But they are
and
still
have
biologically a
But
female.
by law, and this has been the case 17 years, they would be a man, and they are a man. And then you also have a small number of people who've transitioned to be women, so they don't have a cervix, as well as a small number of women who, because of health reasons, don't have a cervix.
So why are we putting so much emphasis on this very, very small group of people, and they're 52% of the population, i.e. women, that's us, with cervixes over here in the corner, who are having our voices shut up and our voices erased?
I mean, I don't think anyone's going to make you shut up, Dawn. I'm pretty sure that no man's going to get that far.
This is true.
Look, I mean, what I want to say is why are you trying to shut down transgender people? All they're saying, they couldn't care less what you think.
But you're turning the word woman into a swear word.
It's not.
We can't even, we have to spell it with an X. I don't even know, how do you pronounce that?
I don't know. I don't think you should spell women with an X. But
And why does this not apply to men as well? Why is it women having all the issues, but men is still fine? Why is it, when you're talking about women's body
Because we
parts,
don't care who turns up in our loops. That's the problem, isn't it? This is all about
Men is not a word that's being written out.
I mean, I understand the huge row, but this has torn Labour apart. They can't work out the definition of a woman.
I mean,
and Keir has sat on the fence and he's gone and got splinters.
No, I mean, it hasn't torn the Labour Party apart because basically everyone agrees that you should treat trans people with respect.
No.
Nobody
voters
thinks that
mostly
you
don't.
shouldn't.
But I'm sorry, but I think this is a row that people are trying to attack Labour with, but Labour is trying to talk about those things that Keir spoke about
they're not
work and family and jobs.
Because it's not talking about that. It's not really talking that. It's not coming up with any policies. And the red wall voters are going, look, mate, women have cervixes, they have vaginas. Let's move on.
Dawn, no one in the red wall is worried about your cervix.
But that's precisely.
They're worried about the 20 quid universal credit card.
Precisely.
So why didn't Keir Starmer really talk about that? He didn't own it.
No, he talked about lots of those things in
Marcus
his speech.
Rashford's doing a better job on that.
Yeah, Marcus.
Well, I mean, it's a bit easier for a footballer than it is for the leader of the opposition. Look,
Clearly.
I am sick of people trying to hammer transgender people in this country that just want to get on with their lives.
But nobody wants to hammer them.
No,
But on the other hand,
do.
yes, but on the other hand, if you're trying to deal with people with respect, if you're not respecting all sides of the argument, this is the problem, isn't it? Because women feel that they're not being respected in this argument.
Yes, they do.
But I'm sorry.
Yes, we do. Hello, we do. Woman,
there was a massive YouGov poll, and there have been several polls like this.
All polls so accurate.
Yeah, they are actually.
Referendum, last election.
You're a woman, so clearly you speak from experience, but you don't speak for all women. And lots of
You don't speak for any of them.
Lots of women.
But isn't that the
with
problem?
This issue, just like lots of
that
men
you're not
do.
listening to Dawn. Dawn's a woman, you're not, I'm not. What do we know?
You're mansplaining.
Yeah, well, I'm part of the LGBT community, so you could, if you're going to play identity politics,
I'm
you could turn it the
part
other
of the
way
human
around.
race, the female part of the human race. Go, girl.
We're never going to resolve this, are we?
No, we're not. No.
Why did Keir not come out with any policies whatsoever?
No,
he did.
Because
What was the most favourite policy?
He said he'll hire 8,500 new mental health staff, increase funding for the education. But do you know what?
Yeah, increase funding by borrowing more money at a time that interest rates are going to go up. We can't afford it. The magic money tree of Labour is back.
I mean, the magic money tree exists for the Tories giving it to their mates for COVID.
Don't start with that nonsense, because Labour would have done exactly the same given a difficult situation.
I mean, I don't think so.
28 billion fighting climate change as well. 28 billion. Why not 35 billion? Why not 40 billion? Where are they getting the billions from?
Probably thought about.
Hey, listen.
Where are they getting the
All
billions
right,
from?
well, we're never going to resolve this. Any pictures of Keir Starmer,
Sure.
just tear him up. Meanwhile, the fuel crisis continues, and that's covered in today's Sun newspaper. Running on empty,
I love this story.
Oh,
this
I
is
love
my
this
story.
story
I'm claiming
too.
this story.
So, yeah.
This is Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the world's most expensive footballers. Recently signed for Man United over here now. He sent his two chauffeurs to queue for nearly 7 hours to fill up his two gas-guzzling cars, one of which is a £220,000 Bentley, and the other one is a Range Rover. They haven't listed the price for that one, and they didn't even get any petrol. Now, why does he need both cars filled up at the same time? I mean, NHS nurses wait for petrol.
But they've got a lovely picture, 2:20 in the afternoon, there it is, and then they've also got a picture at 9 p.m. It's still waiting on the forecourt.
But, he's got a collection that involves Ferraris, Lamborghinis, McLarens, two Rolls Royces, a Porsche 911, I can't even pronounce what that is, Bentley Continentals, Continental, Range Rover, Audis, Mercedes, and but the jewel in the crown, okay,
Yes.
is an.
Oh, hang on. Did you say that you couldn't pronounce the Koenigsegg?
Yeah, that one. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah.
You see, I'm all over it. A little bit of petrol-headedness. I love it.
Exactly. But this is an 8.5 million Bugatti.
Yeah, lovely.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, it's probably a Veyron.
You've probably got three.
In my
it's
dreams.
a Cento Dieci, if I pronounce that right.
No,
I don't
probably
know.
not. I suggest.
I
not.
mean,
But,
this is incredibly selfish. You know, this is back in Wilmslow in Cheshire, which is where
Yeah.
I'm from. So there will be loads of people. You know, when my dad's trying to go and do his decorating and fill up his van
Yeah.
to make money, well, he couldn't do that when you've got people like Ronaldo taking the.
But
petrol.
isn't this part of the problem that we've got? And we've got pictures in every single newspaper of these queues. And people hear about the fact that fuel's been delivered, and then suddenly, boom, everybody's on it. They're in the queue, and then you know this is the ridiculous situation. We've created this problem. And we're kind of blaming the government, and people coming out and saying, you know, in the Times today, they even blame the French and the Germans have blamed Brexit for saying that this is why we got fuel problems.
It's Brexit, isn't it? It is Brexit.
You know, I'm going to say something I never thought or wanted to say, but Dawn Neesom put it best in your column in the Daily Star. We don't have a shortage of fuel, we have a shortage of brains.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, and a moment of agreement there.
I know.
it
We're
won't
doing
last.
quite a bit, actually.
Well, yeah, let's not do that, because frankly we should be standing up to the French, because on the front page of today's Daily Telegraph, they talk about France yesterday threatened to cut off energy supplies to Jersey and prevent lorries from entering the Channel Tunnel as a dispute with Britain over fishing licences intensified. I mean, what did the French think? You treat us badly on the way out of the EU, and you're not going to get what you want. Every single time they don't get what they want, they either burn sheep in the street or they throw things out. This is not the way to negotiate on an international basis.
They're
It's no
revolting.
wonder we left the EU with cretins like this.
The French are revolting. What more can you say, really? I mean, it's just
They're
like...
not revolting. Some of
They
them
are.
are quite
And they
attractive.
seriously are
Oh, hang
revolting.
on. In the same way that they're not revolting, Tories are not scum, are they, Benjamin?
No, they're not.
No.
You won't hear me saying that.
No.
You know, we shouldn't
this
talk
is-
about
I mean,
each other like that. So why? Hang on. If you think we shouldn't call Tories scum, and you're right, why do you think it's all right to call French revolting?
Because they are always revolting.
They are always revolting.
They have a riot at the drop of their hats.
Meanwhile, at The Guardian, there's no story to talk about it, so why bother?
But they had a
I
lovely
mean, why
picture.
do they bother going in and making that paper every day? It's just a waste of
But
time.
they had a lovely picture of Keir on the front with something that looks
Exactly.
like a woman, but
No one-
possibly isn't. Who knows?
No
Who
one
knows?
needs to see that.
knows?
His wife is gorgeous.
She,
Absolutely
can you say
stunning.
she's a wife? I mean, that's gendering her.
You can. do
No
it.
one
She's got a
needs
cervix.
The
to see
person with
that.
the cervix he's standing next to, possibly.
is beautiful.
Meanwhile, resignation of the week. Should it be Angela Rayner or Dame Cressida Dick?
Cressida's not covered herself in glory.
No.
And I hate to say the phrase dick out, but I think probably that is where we are with this
Would
one.
you agree with that?
I would. I think
You do
I think-
normally.
I think Angela Rayner should apologise for her scum comments that she made about Tories. But I mean, she can't resign because she's directly elected. So Keir Starmer can't get rid of her even if he wants to, and I'm pretty sure he does.
He should do as well.
he
She's
should do.
dangerous.
But-
Can-
yeah, but he can't. He quite
I
literally
know,
can't.
but she's sitting in that front row going, "Yeah, great speech, Keir.
Yes.
Here's my knife in your
But
back."
she must have been thrilled with those front page pictures. I mean, I've never had a cigarette. I really don't like smoking, but she looks so glamorous.
She did look
There was
gorgeous.
just no
I must
getting
admit,
around
she's got
it.
lovely long red hair.
Yeah.
Smoking outside the conference, lovely.
Yeah, but she's working class, isn't she?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Well, she
doesn't mean that you have to smoke tabs
No.
and
Or
stand
call people
outside
scum.
and call
But I mean,
people
but
scum.
all the people that she's called scum actually voted Tory last time round, so she's calling the people she wants to win over scum. How's that work?
I mean, she said this is a thing that you do in the north. Now, look, as your token northerner here,
Yes.
you know, I dare you to go into a Manchester pub and call people scum, and then see how jovial they're going to be in
No,
response. I think you'd get,
Yeah, I
I think you'd
think
get
that-
one
yeah.
between the eyes.
Meanwhile, just a headline
What
that we
between the
need to
eyes?
just sort out. Tony Blair helped millions get useless degrees. What rich irony that his son has made a fortune proving his folly. So this is, of
Yeah.
course, Ewan Blair, who's worth an absolute fortune. I just got to rip it out because I'm so upset that he's worth so many millions. Sorry, stop it,
£160
Ewan.
million. I
Oh,
mean,
stop it. I don't
Ewan
want to hear
Blair's
about
the
it.
only man that can afford that
Was
600 quid
was
steak.
you and the Blair offspring that was found drunk in Leicester Square that time?
He was. He's also
Yeah.
the one that trained at an American investment bank and is now worth an absolute fortune. So all hail
Good
the
for
Blair.
him.
No, absolutely.
That's what I say. Good for him.
What, making money out of the fact that they've given people useless degrees?
Peter Mandelson always said that he's relaxed about people getting filthy rich. Tony Blair let lots of people get better off, and
Including
one
Tony
of them.
Blair, more
Yeah,
importantly.
exactly. Yes, definitely didn't get rich out of being connected in that way. Meanwhile, babies' names, Dawn.
Oh, yeah, this is lovely. This is in the Daily Star, which I've managed to save a page of. Although, yeah, this is buried away on page 19. It's a little tiny, but you might not have seen it. Evidently, the new list of 100 worst baby names have been released.
Oh.
And top of them, wait for it, boys, I
Yes.
know.
Is it Keir?
Fanny and Dick.
Oh.
Evidently, nobody is going for a bit of Fanny anymore.
Well,
No,
I'm sure
no,
not.
No,
I don't
and
like the
Dick.
name.
But other names were Alexa, Precious, and Maybelline. And funny enough, that you might be shocked by this, but Hitler isn't popular for boys anymore.
Oh.
I know.
But hang on, Hitler was
Thought.
a surname.
Oh, hang on, I thought Adolf.
What? Well, they're
the name
saying
would be
Hitler.
Adolf.
I mean, you,
Are they?
you can call, yeah.
Can you just rip it up, please?
I mean, yeah, it's not a good sign if you were considering
Is it in the
calling
Daily
your
Star?
kids
It
Hitler.
is in the Daily Star. I'm not tearing up that paper. And funny enough, where your column is, you know, the small pink thing, that's not here, is it?
Let's
It's
move
not
on,
here.
Benjamin.
Where
let's
isn't it?
move
Why
on.
can't we tear yours up?
Oh, do be quiet.
Can you say that?
Yes, I just said do be quiet. Unbelievable.
Home of free speech.
Exactly. It's just hate speech from Dawn this week. I can't believe it. Let's talk
Scum.
about... We haven't... We haven't...
Blah,
talked-
blah, blah, blah. We haven't mentioned her, have we? Blah, blah, blah,
We
blah.
haven't
blah, blah.
mentioned vaccines throughout our discussion. Oh, the papers are talking about double vaccination.
Well, double vaccination for 12 to 17-year-olds. So I think at the moment they're saying it should be recommended for kids that are clinically vulnerable. But basically they're saying it could slash the chances of long COVID if young people, 12 to
They don't know,
17-year-olds,
do
get
they?
shots.
Oh, just vaccinate your
I
feet.
Could,
think
would, should.
Good idea.
Why? What's wrong with will? If they say will, then people will do it.
Well, I think they should
Should,
have the choice. I
maybe.
don't think the government should stop young people from being able to access these two
But
vaccines.
I don't. But yes,
it's
but
right
you,
that
but,
they're getting them.
okay, I agree. They should make it available. They should make the science available and allow people to make up their own minds. But what about forcing people into doing it? Because that's what they're doing. They're forcing people.
In what
into
way are
having-
they forcing young people?
Well, because we keep hearing about vaccine passports. We keep hearing about things that they
Good.
buy. It's not good.
It is
Oh
good.
my God, have you seen that university though? They were making them wear colour wristbands.
Yes.
If they've been vaccinated, and a different colour if they haven't been vaccinated.
Stop it.
I mean, come on, you can't agree with that, surely. I mean, what road are we going down there?
I mean, I think that's pretty strange, right? Because what was the point? Was it you wouldn't talk to an unvaccinated person? That's not a good thing.
Oh my
You know,
God,
you
that's
shouldn't-
scary.
You shouldn't be denied going to university on your vaccine
But that's
status.
what they're doing.
But do you know what? I'm sorry, but COVID vaccines should come in. For the passports should come in for COVID vaccines because if you haven't taken the respect for yourself and people around you and the NHS, then your rights should be curtailed because you're putting other people at risk.
Oh, what is
Lock
wrong with
them
you?
up,
What is
throw away
wrong
the
with
key.
free choice?
Well, you have a choice, right? You have a choice whether you get the vaccine or not.
Yes.
I'm sorry, James. Choices have consequences.
Yes.
If you don't get the vaccine,
No.
you stay at home. The
No.
rest of us are getting on with our lives.
yeah. No, absolutely, we should do that.
Hold on,
You
hold on.
shouldn't.
You're winning me over. So you're saying that we can lock James up if he hasn't been vaccinated?
I've been double vaccinated. I'm out.
Oh.
And I'm
Booster?
out.
At
Did a
your
booster?
age, you must be waiting for your third.
Yes, I am.
Are you actually?
I'm not as old as her. So when she's had her booster, then I'll start getting worried.
Thank you very much.
Have you had your booster?
No, dear, I haven't yet.
Oh.
No.
It's the appointment in the diary, dear.
Um,
See, take us to the BBC, we'd be fired. Meanwhile, can I just talk about beavers for a moment? Because they're back on the Avon after 400 years. That's it.
That's
That's it. That's the only beaver story I could find for
Yeah.
today.
Beavers
I know.
back.
There was 3 of them. They're a little family. But I did have a story that went on seamlessly from the jab one.
What's that?
This is that lionfish have been found off the coast of the UK for the first time in a long, long time. And evidently, one small prick results in extreme pain and vomiting.
Really?
Either from the lionfish or a politician. Take your pick.
But would you do that? I mean, really? No.
But evidently, they're also 6 inches that mostly lie motionless. This is also called marriage.
Meanwhile, you might like to know, jab today, safer tomorrow. is the slogan. A TV channel, they're in Brighton, they're called Latest TV. They are celebrating the COVID vaccine. Frankly, it makes me almost want to take the vaccine out of my arm. It's so appalling. I mean, what do you make of this thing?
Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe as one.
I mean, I think it's fantastic.
What?
Yeah, I love it. Good fun.
You've got it on your jingle, haven't you, already? You've downloaded it,
You
you're playing
actually
it on your
think
phone.
that their song that they've written to persuade you to have the vaccine is good?
Yeah, I do. You know, I'm going to have it. I'm waiting for the remix, right? You know, the Calvin. Calvin Harris.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
one.
You're so down with the kids.
But the whole group of celebrities have done this, haven't they? I mean, didn't sort of James Corden was involved in one in America where he's singing and dancing down a street, singing about pricks, basically.
It's absolutely awful.
It's
turn
great. I'm going to have it
people
on the
off.
tube. I'm going to play it out loud. Everyone will be dancing along, getting their jabs. It's
Yeah,
great.
well, it's been nice knowing you. You'll get cancelled, Benjamin, if you're not careful.
All those people of a certain age, you know, when you're waiting for your boosters, do you not want this playing out while you wait for your third shot?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Absolutely no need for that at all. All I know is we're almost out of time. Dawn Neesom, Benjamin Butterworth, thank you very much indeed. We are going to leave you with Jab Today, Safer Tomorrow. Oh my God. We'll see you next week. Enjoy.
What's the thing that all connects us?
Is it love or is it a virus?
We want to live, we want to be loved.
Let's be safe as one. Yeah.
The jab is not something to scare us.
It's not a Russian roulette to dare us.
It's done with head and heart together.
Made with global love. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe as one. There was a time I would sing for pleasure. Up on stage I would live forever. Now I'm here in emergency care. Thank God they gave me air. Not convinced that all said what if this and what if that's right. Waited to see to take my chances, but what if I don't survive? Have mercy. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe as one.
It couldn't happen to me, could it? I got a diamond immune system. Now it's just bits apart, just splutters. Wish I got this done.
So many stories of mere mortals, where I just thought they were immortal. The suits of armor were invisible, made of sheer regret. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe as one. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Take it up, one. Hey, what can we do to put you at ease? What can we say for you to believe? Care for yourself, care for each other, your sisters and your brothers. Humanity is what we strive for. A friend in need to pick us off the floor. Let's all embrace and rise together. Let's be safe as one. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe as one. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Jab today, safer tomorrow. Let's be safe. way we get it done.